Good morning, my friends. It is I, and I am uh, sitting on my bed or lounging on my bed in the morning, and I made my coffee, and I'm hiding under the mosquito netting just to have a moment of non-annoyance, and drinking my sour tea. Now, some reason, stupid phone doesn't let you tilt. So I'm going to try and tilt each. There. There's my sour coffee that I'm drinking. Well, normal coffee with sour cream. Maybe that, if I had known ahead of time, it would have been a good reason to have a black coffee. Um, I'll get some more cream later, but at the time I just thought, usually whenever that happens, I throw it out and run to the corner store and get more cream. But I decided that seeing I was out here having my new experience, I would chalk it up as an invitation for a new experience, and I decided to drink it. Anyways, it's at that stage where it doesn't taste sour, it's just curdled in when it's in hot liquid. So if I don't look at it while I drink it, it kind of tastes normal. So I thought I'd welcome the experience. I'm making the dog food. Um, let's see. So I've watered the plants. I've half made the dog food, and I'm going to try and keep kind of a similar schedule as I did yesterday. Only I think I'm going to reverse. Rather than work on the tent, filling up the tent, stocking the tent, storage tent that will be right close to where our trailer will be, rather than doing that first thing and then working on the dog cave for Khaleesi, I think I might just start working on that because it's a little bit cooler right now. Not by a lot, but a little. And then when it's hotter, I'll do the stocking the tent. And then at the end of the day, when it's starting to cool down, I'll go and do a little bit more on the chicken coop. That's what I think. And if I can achieve that again, 2 days in a row, that's a lot I got done yesterday. So it will be a lot I get done today. And then the dogs will each have their own cave. And I'm thinking of, they had a squabble last night, and it makes sense. It's hot. The bugs give them short tempers. And Khaleesi was food guarding, and Tor sauntered over a little too close to something she was guarding. She loves to guard stuff more than she loves to eat it. And I don't know what time it was, probably just after midnight sometime. And I could tell by her bark, it was not the bark where they're barking at something that they can smell in the forest. It was a bark of, it was repetitive and identical little bark that might be the way a dog would bark if they were just barking, but our dogs don't do that. So I knew she was most likely barking at Tor, and he was getting a little too close to something. So I went out there, and of course, when I appear, they jump into a giant rolling around squabble fake fight. Um, Drew a little bit of blood on the nose, no big deal. But I took Tor in and gave Khaleesi the night on her own, and Tor got to sleep on a nice cold concrete floor. He loved it, and he's back in there today, and they're all nice and relaxed. But anyway, so I'm thinking, I digressed. I'm thinking that when I have each of their caves done, from now on, I will feed them in front of their caves and just see how that works. And maybe then their caves can become their own special place. They'll know their food is given to them at their cave. And I just want to kind of see how that works so that there's less. Well, I'm hoping there might be less food guarding. I'm not going to put it in the cave, the food. I'm going to put it at the mouth of the cave. But I'm just going to play around with, see how that works, and if they eventually have their own designated cave, I think that could be good. And then they just know even more not to go over to each other's cave. That's their own spot. They have shared territory, and then they have their private territory. So we'll see how that works. Um, that'll be interesting. Um, but yeah, I can't wait till they both have their caves. Each of them have their caves. So that's my plan. I think I might. Well, I'll feed the dogs, uh, and then I might do a little bit of work before I eat. I don't know yet, or maybe I'll have a snack and then do a bit of work and then have a like a brunch. I think French toast is in order today. I'd be missing it. I love French toast, man, when it's done outdoors, camping, and with good bread. And I have a little chunk of that walnut sourdough bread left that I've been dreaming about making French toast with it. So I'll do that, do it kind of savory. I'll have some chopped tomatoes and some cheese and stuff. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really good, hard-working day. You got to be careful with my wrists. I can feel them. My fingers and stuff are really sore. And I think it's mostly from the jarring effect when I'm kind of chopping at the ground and the roots. So anyways, I don't know what everyone is doing today, but I wish everyone a wonderful, wonderful day. Having some interesting thoughts that come through my noggin, or the illusion that it comes through my noggin. I should say that's a complete illusion, I believe. I would like, yeah, well, keep it as a surprise. I just have some little things I might reminisce and things that I might look forward to project into the future as well. So, it's supposed to be over. Oh, and actually, it's supposed to be rainy today, I think. I gotta recheck the weather. It could have changed, but it does look super haze, overcast. So we'll see. And I'm expecting a inspector to come by and check the hydro stuff that Michael did. So we'll see when. I was a little nervous last night because, or like this morning, because I had Tor in here and I thought, oh, that would be great. I'm going to be locked in here with Tor in the dark, and the hydro guy is going to come around and Tor will freak out. And then how do I get out of the shed to talk to the guy? And boy, would that ever look weird. And then the guy's got to come into the shed to inspect the box. And it was like, oh gosh. So I got up early, even though I went to bed late, and made sure that that conflict didn't happen. So that's all good. But anyways, I hope everyone's having their wonderful coffee and getting ready for their amazing day. There's some really good energies riding through our the dimensions that affect us. Let's say not necessarily all the layers and dimensions and levels that we perceive or are aware of, but I do believe that there's some very interesting energies flowing through, coming from everywhere that we're being doused in, and it's so easy to only notice the physical manifestation of those energies and get wound up into things or angry or whatever's having its way with you at the moment. But it takes a little bit more of a focus and to remind oneself. But I find it very, very helpful, especially when friends, thanks Yolanda, when friends remind me that that is the case and give me some clarity on what those energies are at some moment when I'm having an interesting challenge. It does help. It helps. It's kind of, if I use the metaphor of a big wave surfer who has just wiped out and is getting back up onto his surfboard and going right back into the wave. And that's how I look at it. because there's some real magic in this wave that we're surfing. And if we focus on how it falls apart, then we get sucked into that unfoldment of reality. And if we focus, this is my belief, my opinion, if we focus on the creative aspect of it, we get pulled into the gift, or the many gifts that are woven into this fabric that we might be overwhelmed by, at least. So my message to you, if you're in that situation, is embrace it. Don't embrace the negative if you have a negative response to it, or a repulsion or a revulsion. Just work on going with it, and at least not attaching to it one way or the other. That's what I find. But creativity is the answer to everything, as far as I'm concerned. Creativity. And also, I was reminded about the sacredness of water and how important it always is, but how important right now an aspect of that is absolutely imperative to tune into. And it's interesting because that has been our big dilemma, is if we, as far as I feel, unless there's another little doorway somewhere I'm not noticing, but if we can't get our financing for our trailer, then that would have been the money. We do have just enough to buy the trailer, but that would have been the money for the well. And I'm being reminded now that that well is more than just functional. There's so much more to it. And I'm kind of just reflecting on it right now, and I think, yeah, we're we're immersed. We're immersed in the trees, in the forest, and all the terpenes and the energies we're getting from the trees. I really feel they're taking care of us in some way, nurturing us, and then we will have our well with our pristine drinking water, seemingly unlimited. At least for our usage, it would be. And I'm just thinking, wow, the forest, the water, the earth, the air, reasonably clean, compared to many places. And the sky, we don't have light pollution, and we definitely don't have noise pollution. There's moments where I'll hear a truck driving up the hill that's not too far from here, because there are a lot of trucks taking gravel to the depot, or whatever you call it, where you can, the trucks put the salty sand on the roads in the winter. That's as far as I can tell. I've interpreted that's what they're doing, driving back and forth. But yeah, so a little bit here or there, but generally speaking, no sound pollution. I hear birds and nature all day. I drink wonderful water, and I go for a forest bath. Well, I'm always in the forest bath, but I go for a walk in it as well. And at times I try, like in the morning now, I get up and I resist putting on my boots, socks and boots, and walk around barefoot for at least that part of the day, to get my connection there happening. So, I'm just noticing my little pouch here. I haven't got anything in it at the moment, but I'm just building the energy. This is a little handmade medicine pouch that Helena gave me, the partner of my wonderful late friend, J. Bell Redbird. And this, Helena told me, was one of the very few medicine pouches that Jay actually made himself by hand. And she gifted me one, and Raven one, and I wear it all the time. And I'll know when and what will go in there when it speaks to me. But yeah, I miss Jay. But I know he's here. I feel him. Feel him more, actually, that I've stripped away all this old programming and old manifestations of that programming. And now, as I go through all my stuff, I'll call it junk until it's sort of sifted through and separated from stuff that I don't want. But it takes me through a processing of sorts as well. So it's all good. It's all unraveling. It's all cleaning up the old programs. And I'm embracing it, and I'm grateful to have this opportunity, because possibly I'm proof. 60 years I haven't done this. And I Raven and I always dreamed of doing this and always talked about it. And we even one time signed a contract with each other that we would take a year off. What we would do with that year was, we had millions of ideas, but we would take a year off and not work because we worked so damn hard all the time. And we always rationalized the reason why we couldn't or wouldn't, and we had to do this and we had to do that. So anyways, long story short, here we are, and the universe made that decision for us. And thank you, universe. Thank you so much for steering us in this direction and opening this portal of profound experience and awakening. That I invite others, that's why I'm posting it, is I invite others to, if they're in, or they see others in difficult times, that there is a way to creatively move through it and embrace the gift in it. So talk to you soon, probably at the cave site building Khaleesi's, our female dog, Khaleesi's cave today. Talk to you soon.